Good morning, welcome back. My name is Lynn and I'm Pretty Papercraft 67. Today I am going to share with you some finished projects. These are all available in the Etsy shop, so yeah, I've been busy crafting as we do. So this first project here, inspired again by Heather at Ruby and Pearl. Heather does some absolutely beautiful work. And yeah, I have been trying a lot of her little projects and they're just gorgeous. This idea I thought was brilliant. It is an Ephemera Holder Clipboard Folder. Remember back in the day, I suppose they're still available today, you have a clipboard folder and you would put your A4 sheet of, or A4 book of writing paper in the clip, and yeah, you'd have a folder. So that's what this idea is based on. I've used some very vintage, I've been dabbling with printables, so this is a printable that I've designed. Yeah, so I've just used that as my focal point. I've used some beautiful little labels from chapter 1 papers, some sewing, I've used some doily. Yeah, I've just laid up a focal point on the front. When you open up the folder, it's just so pretty. So you've got your pocket on this side, and this here is like your clip folder where you would have your book of writing paper, and then on the back I've just included another pocket on the back there. So it's a hard cover. I've used hardcover book covers for the covers, and I've made a fabric spine using some calico and some really pretty vintage lace that I have. So that is the spine. So like I said, focal piece on the front, nice hard covers. I've done machine stitching and distress inked everything. And then I've included in this ephemera holder just some loose pieces of ephemera. I've got a couple of pretty little envelopes here. Oh, they're just so sweet with the little birds on them. Paris. I found these on the graphics fairy, and I've just overlaid some of my digital print onto those. So they're really sweet. I've just done some scrappy collage tags. I've used, yeah, just some bits and pieces of script, and again some more of wallpaper print that I found on the graphics fairy. I've just lined it with some graph paper on the back, some cotton fabric pull tie thingy, bit of embossing on this one, some stamping, and this one here is again a collage tag. I've done some embossing, but I've just got a piece of doily there with a button and a little fussy cut flower again onto the graph paper on the back of that. So that's the ephemera in the front pocket of this little one. And you've got your two envelopes, and they fit in there quite nicely. So, and then on this side here, this is your clipboard. So I've got a little silver clip there, a little bulldog clip. I've just made another pretty tag, and I've just really built it up, really laid it with some crocheted doily and some fussy cut flowers from a Tim Holtz pack that I have, and that one's just on cardstock. And then I just made this scrappy little notebook, some fussy cut flowers again, and I've just gone through and picked some papers from my stash. I've got a bit of tissue paper, printable that I'm working on, just some lined paper, and I've just added a bit of coffee stain assorted papers throughout there as well. So I love that idea that it just clips on there like a little clipboard folder would. And I'll just pop that one there. And then over on the back section, back pocket, I've made two of my little hanging clusters where I've just used an assortment of labels from chapter 1 papers, and I've just clipped them all together with a bulb pin and this beautiful very vintage button. So I've made two bundles of that, and then these gorgeous postcards that I received in my mystery box from Sue at Paper Inspirations. So I've just roughed them up and sewn around them, distress inked them. But yeah, the images are so gorgeous, and you could use them as a postcard if you wanted to. And then there was just this piece that I had left over from a long time ago from a Tim Holtz die cut pack thing. So I just love the style of that, and I thought it worked well with this one as well. So that is a Ephemera Holder Clipboard Folder, inspired by Heather at Ruby and Pearl. I'll link Heather's tutorial down below. But yeah, I very much enjoyed this project. Very simple but beautiful. The end result is just so beautiful. So that one will be available in the Etsy shop. Second thing I want to show you is I have, as I said, I've been playing with some printables. So I have 2 sets of printables now available in my shop. They're more background papers, I suppose. I haven't got any ephemera pieces as yet. I'm still learning. So I've just overlaid some beautiful floral images over the top of some vintage receipts and ledger paper receipts. So this one has a daisy feel, or has a daisy image to it. I think this one was lilacs. I've used the same vintage receipts on both of those. Then I have made this one here. This was an old French letter. I'm really not sure what this flower is, but I just loved it. So that's the third one. And then I've, these two, no, that one's separate again. So again, more French ledger paper receipt with a beautiful vintage floral element overlaid. And then of course lavender. So that is kit number 1, or set number 1. And then set number 2, same idea again. But this has got your watercolour rosemary on that one, and then again that French letter with a peony flower. I don't know what that flower is, but it's very pretty. So it's got pink tones to it. This big blue bells, I think it was bluebell flower or something similar. Don't quote me on the flower styles. And then this one as well. So that is set number 2. So they are available in the Etsy shop now. I'll put the links for those below in the description box as well if anyone is interested. They just would make nice pages in your junk journals, with background pages, and you could put your pockets and things like that over the top. And I have printed them on a couple of different styles of paper, and they print quite well. So that's the digitals. And then I've finished my latest journal. She's a nice big chunky girl again. I love a big chunky journal. I can't do anything else. So I've got lots of texture, lots of fabrics with this many dangles and buttons and all sorts of bits and pieces hanging out of it. The front, it's a semi-soft cover. The cover is made from cardstock, and then I've covered that with scrapbooking paper. So it's soft, but it's got a rigidity to it as well. I've cut out a little watering can image with a floral design, and then I've fussy cut some smaller flowers and just built them up around. And I've got some cheesecloth and some lace layering there as well. So, and just poems and letters. So it's kind of like a shabby chic, vintagey, grungy style, whatever you choose it to be. It's a big one. I think it's got about 100 and, I'll be guessing, but between 96 and 102 pages, but back to front in there. And so yeah, I've just put a vellum pocket on the covers, and I've just included quite a few pieces of ephemera throughout. So a little tag that I've done some gold foiling on, and this is sweet. This is a one of those little scented satchels, a drawer liner, deodorizer, sorry. So I thought that's pretty in there, and it makes the journal smell gorgeous. This has got a lot of floral theme to it, this journal. So again, a little button, vintage button on a bulb pin. This gorgeous cotton frizz from Sue over at Paper Inspirations. Yes, so you can buy this from Sue, many assorted colours. And I have left some spots still for journaling throughout. I haven't decorated every page. So I've got a bit of an atlas page there, just some lined paper. I've made a little pocket on this side, and I've included this gorgeous little caricature house, a little bookmark or a journal card, Just some hand stamping on the back. Yeah, I just love these little scrappy notebooks, and they come in handy for extra journaling space. I've put some of Kylie's printables from Paper Daisy Journals in there. And then, as I said, I was just playing with some digitals, so this is just one of the ones that I had been fiddling with. I've printed that onto some old, it's got like a bluey green colour to it. It's from an old ledger book, so I printed that onto there, and I just thought that was pretty in that one. And on this side here, we've just got an envelope. Here, it's a nice long one. And I've just put a little journal card there, so I've attached that onto that page. Then we've got some doily, and again I've fussy cut some floral images from the scrapbooking pad that I have, and I've just included a beautiful tag that I've done with some napkin, and then just added a bit of a hanging cluster onto there of bits and pieces of different labels and die cuts, so that just sits in that little tuck spot there. Some floral images. I've also used a bit of Edith Holden in this one. So this flip out page here is the cover from one of my Edith Holden books, and I've just sewn it onto that page. You've got lots of journaling space there, or you could add another pocket onto that flip, but yeah, it's just so pretty, the covers. So I've had many Edith Holden books over the time, and I've always kept the covers, so I'm starting to use them now. This page here is some hand dyeing. I was doing some paper dyeing in a different way with some very bold colours, but I just really love the way that has turned out, and that's on like greaseproof paper, so I've put that there. And again, just one of the journals that digitals that I've been dabbling in. I've just popped that one there. This one here, I've just held this one on again with a paper clip, and it's just a double, one of those over the page tags, and I've just collaged and put some modelling paste, used modelling paste to do some embossing, and it's just lined there, so that one just sits over the top of the page, like so. Some beautiful roses, some of this gorgeous wrapping paper. When I received my order from Sue, she wraps everything so beautifully, and this was the wrapping paper, so I've used that to back onto some digitals. That this one is Grandma's Garden by My Porch Prints, so I like it. It's given it a thickness and that feel to it, that crunchy feel. We've got some Company Directory, Australian Yearbook 1933, Daily News. So it's some sort of directory there, company directory. More floral pages. Lavender. This one here, I've made a large pocket tag. So I've collaged and I've used some vellum to make a little pocket. Just done, again, some fussy cutting, where I've laid up some flowers and backed it onto this beautiful cardstock. This old, it's really old. It came from a vintage ledger book, so I've used that as the backing on that one. This book that I have that I've used in many of my journals, My Mother's Ways. It's a new book, but it's based on the old, days and the hints and tips that people use for cooking and cleaning and all sorts of things. So I love those. I always include those in my journals. Another pretty purple page that I've backed onto some coffee stained greaseproof paper, and a pocket. I've used again Kylie's Paper Daisy Journals printable, the collage wallpaper, and again I've just made a scrappy tag and another one of these little scrappy journals, not journals, scrappy notebooks. I love those, so those two belong in that little pocket there. This one here, what do we got here? We've got another one of these little envelopes, and again just another sheet of some printables that I was dabbling in. So let's pop those two together there, like that. Another one of these napkin tags or you'd sort of decoupage with napkin, and I've added some little hanging clusters, little labels onto that one. Dictionary page, shorthand exercise book page. Again, the Edith Holden cover page in the book, Country Diary. Typing. This one here is an envelope flip, and I've just made a little pocket, and I've just included these 3 little cut aparts from a Kaisercraft paper range. I just love the colours and thought they went well, so they just slip in there. And then on this side here, I've just got a couple of little bits and pieces in that little pocket there, some paper to write on and bits and pieces. And then this one I've just used inside the covers of the Edith Holden books. There's always the image of Edith Holden, so I've cut it out and sewn around it and just made her into a little hanging cluster. So I thought that was very, very sweet. So that one belongs there. Lavender, another vintage button. And my centre page, I've taken a page from my Edith Holden books and I've made that into the centre. The paper, as you all would know, it's such a beautiful quality paper that these books have been printed on, so it makes for a nice sturdy middle page. That's the music sheet, and this one here I've just made a little pocket out. One of the Kaisercraft paper ranges had this gorgeous little check, so I've cut that one out and layered it up with some fussy cut flowers and bits and pieces, and I've just included a little collaged journal tag in there. So that one's in there, and then that's another pocket there if you wanted to put more things in there, more little secrets. Plain paper, or not plain paper, but book pages. This one here is one of these little flip outs, a little pocket. I've included a little one of these document wallet envelopes, which I think is so sweet. Another little scrappy tag, a bit of lace there. It's all collaged. And that's a pocket in behind now. And then this little pull-out section is really very pretty. This has got gold embossing. It's a scrapbook paper from Kaisercraft, but it's got some gold embossing. And then on this side it's got this beautiful floral image. And then I have folded it in a sort of a Rita Donnelly flip situation, but I've created a little pocket there. So in that little pocket I've just cut a couple of little journaling cards, and I've just attached those with a paper clip with some fabric attached to that. Another little flippy envelopey thing. Again, I've just made a bigger Rita Donnelly flip style piece there. I've used again some chapter 1 papered labels. I've printed those onto vellum, so they've come up really lovely. And then I've just included again this is a sticker, but I thought, couldn't that look really pretty on like a vintage lady photograph behind that? So I've put that one in there. And again, I've just made another tag. I've did some distress inking, some dyeing on that, and I've just fussy cut a rose and some hand stamping. This here is just a cluster of little crystal beads that I've put together there. That makes it nice and heavy on that page, holds it down a bit. Another one of these My Mother's Ways page from that pretty book that I have. Collaged pocket, and again I've included this little journal card here that I've created, collaged again, and just put a little heart down there, sewn around it. And I've backed that onto this grease-proof baking paper type of thing that's all coffee stained. And then just another collage tag I've put together there. So they live nicely in that pocket. Yeah, more botanicals, or it's a garden-themed journal, I suppose. These climbing roses, how gorgeous are they? And again, another little dangle there, and I've got a little angel in that one, little gold angel, so she's really sweet. This one here, I've just made a little notebook, just using some odd bits and pieces of papers that I have. And I've just done a bit of hand stamping on the covers. Just covered it in a paper line, and I've just attach that there to that page with a paper clip, and it's got an envelope with it that sort of matches, different colour, but kind of the flowers match the pattern on the little notebook. This one here I saw on Gail Agnostinelli's channel, a little pocket in your book, but this little fold out piece concertina's out like so, and then you've got some extra journaling space at the back there. And I've just created a little pocket with some vellum, and again included in that another one of these little scrappy journal cards and a couple of cut apart pieces from the Kaiser Craft paper range. They live in there. And then we have another large pocket tag, just like the one in the front. I've just again used some old crocheted doily and some fussy cut flowers and collaged, and just used vellum for the little pocket. Almost to the end, and then at the very back page on the cover, again as I did in the front, I've done a diagonal vellum pocket, and I've included one of these little flip books. I did a video on it or maybe a week or so ago, and I've just included that in the back pocket. So again, you could use those as a photo album, brag book, or just extra journaling space, or you can continue to decorate up the pages however you wish. So I don't know how many pieces of ephemera are in there or pages. I will list all that in the Etsy listing. But yeah, so that is my newest little journal, done, ready for her new home. I've really enjoyed this one. Came together really very quickly, so I love it when a journal comes together nice and quickly. So there you go. I just wanted to show and tell this morning. These will be available in the Etsy shop by the time this video is uploaded. And I will link Paper Daisy Journals, and I will link Heather at Ruby and Pearl, her tutorial on doing this clipboard folder, and I'll link my digitals in the description as well if anyone is interested. So thank you so much for joining me again this morning. I hope everyone has a lovely day. It's Monday here in Brisbane, Queensland, as it is in the whole of Australia, Monday. So yeah, a whole brand new week to look forward to. Yeah, so everyone keep well, be kind to one another, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.